32-year-old Rockford man is under pretrial release conditions after police say he called in a false bomb threat at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Joshua Ellsworth faces charges of terrorism and disorderly conduct in connection with the incident. Now, court records show he pled not guilty. A casino worker reportedly told police Ellsworth identified himself over the phone and claimed a bomb was placed at the casino. Ellsworth was arrested later on Tuesday afternoon. Court records show he told police that the Supreme Court advised him to contact the Hard Rock and inform them of a bomb. He later told police he did not have bomb-making materials. The Illinois Gaming Board told police that Ellsworth was recently banned from the Grand Victoria Casino in Elgin after supposedly making threats to a poker dealer. At the time, a security officer said he seemed confused and said Joe Rogan was sending him $1 million and he was waiting for it. Ellsworth is expected back in court on March 26th.